Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is your boy Tom Origins here, viewers of the Tom Origins channel. Hi, how are you? Sorry about the hair. I think you'll forgive me because it is, can't tell if you can see it on the clock, but it is 3:30 in the UK right now. And me and my girlfriend Helen are upstairs about to watch Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. That is the sound of popcorn in the background, because if Logan Paul knocks out Floyd Mayweather, I think we are living in a simulation. I think we are. I think it's just obvious. What has the world come to? That the guy who fought KSI twice is about to get in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. What world do we live in? It's mental. It's mental. So I'm prepping some popcorn right now for me and Helen, and I'm gonna go upstairs and hopefully watch a good fight. We've watched the undercards, it's been good so far. I'm gonna do a big recap once the fight's finished, but my god, it's gonna be a big one. So stay tuned. So, watch the fight on Sky Sports, courtesy of Helen, which is awesome. It was a very, very, very long-winded fight. In regards to the undercards, most of the undercards were good. The first one was a bit slow and boring, but the middle one was really sick, and then the last one was over quite quickly. Moving on to the main event, Floyd versus Logan. It's now currently nearly 5 o'clock in the morning. We've been up all day yesterday and all night, and it's been a long ass time. But honestly, Floyd Mayweather was once the greatest boxer of history, and by no means is Logan Paul the new best boxer in history. But Floyd Mayweather certainly, at times in that ring did not prove 50-0. And people chalk that up to age, and then you've got the Floyd fanboys, and you've got all the old people. By no means am I a Logan fanboy. You can go back and watch videos on my channel where I am aggressively hating on Logan and Jake because of JJ and supporting KSI in the Logan Paul fight. So JJ is my absolute goat of boxing on the YouTube scene, and by no means am I a Jake Paul or Logan Paul fan. In any sense, but that tonight was not Logan Paul, not the same person who fought KSI, not the same guy who came back for the rematch. He was a different man in there, and if people in the boxing scene can't give him credit for what he did in that ring, I think that's a complete disgust of just the art of not boxing, but just the full-on art of just going in there and setting yourself a goal and working on it. Because people were saying he'd be destroyed in seconds, that the rounds would be over in minutes and all that rubbish. But Logan Paul, a pretty much basic, average, beginning boxer, has pretty much gone in there and just survived 8 rounds with the best boxer of all time, which is mental, which is absolutely mental. And I found it really interesting that before the fight, nobody was bringing up how old Floyd was. No one was really picking apart that argument. But the minute Floyd lost, or not lost because he wasn't a winner, but the minute that it was over, Floyd immediately, in his speech at the end, kind of made an excuse as if he was lost, like as if he did lose. He made the excuse that it was fun and that it was just for entertainment's sake and it was just an exhibition, so it didn't matter. And also, it made the point that he was old and he was getting old. And I feel like if you got to make that argument in your victory speech, that it's kind of not very victory filled. And there was times in that situation where if you go back and you watch it unbiasedly, Logan did some pretty amazing stuff, and he got Floyd really, really, really annoyed. And it does bring the question of a Logan versus Floyd too, whether they do that or not, whether Jake would fight Floyd, who knows. The only person I'm interested in seeing fight this version of Floyd Mayweather is Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor versus Mayweather would be amazing to see a sequel to. With the Conor that we've got at the minute in the UFC, he's on a bit of a downward spiral. With Mayweather being the way that he was tonight with Logan Paul, that could be the next interesting fight. But I by no means am I like a Jake Paul KSI. I'm deeply rooted for KSI, but I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I absolutely despise Jake. I hate him. I want him to get eradicated in every fight he does. But Logan, I was never a big fan of either. But since the loss to JJ, I can see a change in characteristics. And in that fight tonight, he definitely was a different person. He went in there and he was amazing. And I think you can give him credit. He's not by far the best boxer in the world or anything like that. But by God, he was dedicated and he went in there and he made a fun show and he made it entertaining. And whether you say Floyd carried him or whatever, at the end of the day, he went in there, had no business going in there, and he bloody did well. So that's pretty much one person's opinion to the next. Let me know what you think in the video, in the comments down below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Tom Origins YouTube channel. We stayed up pretty much all day and all night to film this video at the end. But yeah, it's been an awesome fight. And I'm really interested to see what comes next. But not that TikToker fight, because that one's just rubbish. So yeah, peace. Switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia. Darling, I'm just so fed up with what does perfect even mean?